I heard this story from Akemi, the employed mama of Snack Hotaru. It was a rainy night. I was working alone. I was bored at that time. I was so worried about when the bar would go out of business. No customers were coming, so I thought it was time to make it a signboard. When I was about to put the bottles away, the cork of the bottle popped up. I was so surprised that I screamed and trembled all over. At that moment, the door opened and two young men and a woman came in. "Come in, we were just thinking of making it a signboard." The man said, "Just one drink," and sat down at the counter. The man was a gangster. The woman was a cute girl in a white dress. I thought she was Kaguyahime or Cinderella. She had an innocent look. She was quite a mismatch with the man she was with. However, the girl seemed to be dragging her leg. I don't know the man's name. What happened to the woman? Her name was Hotaru. Of course, it was probably just a fake name for the occasion. Hotaru-chan was a very nice girl, so we decided to have her come to the bar. I forget how the story went. The bar was a big success. I don't remember where I heard that. The bar was packed every day with men, just wanting to see Hotaru-chan. But no matter how much we encouraged her, or how drunk she got, Hotaru-chan never left the counter. She'd been born with a bad leg, and she hated being seen like that. There didn't seem to be any men there, either. She was a strange girl. The corks would pop up and down. It cheered the customers up, and they were very happy. I guess the customers thought it was some kind of trick that only this bar had. We don't know where Hotaru-chan lives, or how old she is. I think she's probably around 20. I was so happy that the store that was on the verge of collapse was making a profit, that I couldn't stop laughing. That yakuza guy she was with never came back after that. It seems he's not Hotaru's boyfriend, because talking about that guy doesn't make you shine. When women talk about the guys they like, especially when they're young, they get a certain intuition. Akemi then took a puff on her cigarette, as if remembering a fairy tale from long ago, even though it had only happened a few months ago. Akemi looked into space and began to talk again. The store was packed, but whenever Hotaru came into the store, the corks would pop up. One day, a man came to visit Hotaru. He was a serious-looking salesman-like man in a suit. His name was Ide, and I think he was probably Hotaru's boyfriend. This was also intuition. Hotaru was shining when she saw Ide. The girl who was already shining brightly now shines. It's so dazzling. That's right, whenever Ide-san came, the corks would jump. Ide-san would nag Hotaru-chan, saying, "Let's go home, let's go home." She never knew where she was going to go. Hotaru-chan refused, saying, "There are so many customers here." But still, Ide-san came every day. He kept saying, "Let's go home, let's go home." One humid night, some young men, who were Hotaru-chan's fans, called Ide-san out and beat him up. I don't know why, but playboys are jealous. When Hotaru-chan saw Ide-san come into the store covered in wounds, she was so shocked that for the first time, she stepped out from behind the counter in front of the customers. She ran up to him, dragging her bad leg and shaking her shoulders, and cried and clung to him. Then Hotaru-chan said, "We're going home." Then, Ide and Hotaru, supporting each other's shoulders, opened the door and left the store. Worried, I followed them out of the store, but in an instant they were gone. Hotaru's legs are bad, and Ide's covered in wounds, so there's no way he could run. The customers were all upset, saying they'd gone back to the moon. I was so surprised to see them gone, that I just looked around, and didn't even look at the sky. Hotaru hasn't come back since. I haven't paid her a penny, so I'd like to see her off. Do you know where they're going? You really don't know? I had an idea. When you came in, the cork from that Hennessy bottle jumped.